After a very interesting session last week, Yakoto and myself are back on the Better You podcast with more on boundaries.
I feel like fighting with those people and giving them that negative energy is exactly what they're waiting for. So that's a lot.
So it sounds to me like what you're really saying to us is
A lot.
we need, and it is a lot, but you always know a lot, and a lot is always good stuff. But it sounds like what you're really saying, like we need to know ourselves.
Absolutely.
We need to understand ourselves.
You can't walk around being the queen of boundaries if you don't have any boundaries with yourself. You can't tell people to talk down on you if you talk down on yourself in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can't enforce people to think highly of you if you don't think you're worth anything. Or if you don't like yourself, if you don't like, that's why I'm always like, do everything with vim. Like if you feel for big baggy pants and pink boots and big sweater or like more white look and or you're like, oh, I'm not gonna do my hair today, I'm just gonna wear this wig, like do it with vim, don't hide. Do it with full conviction. Ooh, you see, so that you already have this like, I know I could do better today, I could have done this, but I'm doing this with conviction, with confidence. You will see a change in how people kind of like step to you.
I always say this, that when you know yourself and you live your own truth, it can never ever be used against you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, right, what are some basic boundaries? I want you to give us 3 boundaries that we set with ourselves.
Well, girl, that depends. Is it like in a romantic relationship? Is it in a workspace?
That's why I'm going to need
friendship?
That's why I'm going to need you to come back so that we discuss that.
Yeah.
But let's just say with ourselves, so you can maybe use yourself if you're okay with that. Like maybe 3 boundaries that you set with yourself, or that you can advise, even if you don't use it for yourself, you can advise the viewers out there that, look, girl, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm new to boundaries.
Okay.
Maybe I've been learning about boundaries less than a year. You know, so there's someone out there that's watching that maybe doesn't even know what a boundary is. So just give us like 3 basic boundaries that they could set with themselves that could help them.
Okay. So one, like I said earlier, with yourself. Am I eating healthy? Do I feel good in my skin? Do I feel like I'm taking care of my mind? Do I feel like I'm walking with conviction and confidence? Do I feel like I'm walking in my purpose? And am I just self-aware? Am I not just being bitter or comparing myself to other people or wanting things that are on the internet? Am I really centered and grounded? That's one boundary that I have with myself. If I do not feel any of those things, I'm going to work on it. And I'm not going to leave the house or step into a social situation until I feel like I'm centered. That's one. 2, with work and career, I feel like you've touched on something really cool. It's like platonic, and you don't want to go too deep with people you work with. So I feel like asking polite questions, like, what did you mean when you shaded me, basically? Like, what did you mean? Could you repeat? Do you see? Like, or, wow, come again. Do you see? Like, these are cool things that you can say. Or when it comes to being late, this is something that I struggle with in Accra. Set boundaries. Say, okay, I'm waiting for 15 minutes and then I'm going. This is what I do all the time. You will not find me waiting for anybody.
Yeah, you made it clear that I need to be on time today.
Except for my mother.
Okay.
I'm not waiting for anyone 15 minutes if you're not communicating with me. It's different if you had an issue on the road or whatever. So that's for workspace, for relationship. Communication is key. I feel like if you do not express yourself to your partner and they then give you results you don't like, then you see what I mean? Like, be more open, be more demanding, especially as a woman. I know we haven't been raised, especially if you've been raised in Ghana. Like us, we are like cross-culture kids, so we've been raised in different places. But if you had your first 10 years in Ghana, like the 2 of us, you will be more likely to be like more insecure. Let's be real. Like, men are just always right, and you see this also, let's be real, a lot of domestic violence going on. Like, I witnessed so much DV in my neighborhood, it was ridiculous, right? And the respect towards women here in Ghana, I feel, is questionable. I'll say this. Yeah. And I feel if we communicate what we expect from our men, it helps them to also change their behavior and make decisions accordingly.
As you're talking, I don't know if you realize I'm getting teary-eyed.
Really?
And the reason why I'm getting teary-eyed, I know it's fine in a good way, is because
crier.
no, it's
I
okay.
cry with people.
That's why I do this. You know what I mean? I'm putting all this out because there's so much that we need to learn as a people, as Ghanaian women, as African Americans, as European Black Europeans,
Yes.
Especially as females. There's so much we need to learn, and there's so much we're not doing. And all the topics you discuss are topics we have discussed here.
Yeah.
So as you were talking, it was just like a cool full circle moment for me. I'm like, I'm on the right track. Like, I'm walking in my purpose, what I feel like I need to do. And every day before I come on this podcast, what I pray about is, Lord, let this episode have an impact on someone. And as you're speaking, if it's impacting me, then I know for sure that it's impacting people out there.
Here's why I decided to come on your show. Because first of all, I think it's awesome that a woman, like a Ghanaian woman, is doing something that has nothing to do with like gossip or kind of like discussing things that honestly nobody gives a F about.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you are doing something for young women, young men who are maybe aspiring to do something in this country or even beyond. And I think that's awesome. And I think whenever there's a Black woman, an African woman, any woman actually. My mother is white, so like I'm always like any woman, all women, especially on this continent, I think we should support because a lot of the backstabbing that happens between women happens because we were raised with this notion that men, for some reason, have the upper hand or have
you are like my twin in another world or something.
God.
I don't know. You know, I run every morning at 5 a.m. And when I run at 5 a.m., a lot of cars drive by.
Yeah.
You should see the nasty stares I get from women.
Yeah.
I had a woman walk past me the other day and say, "Hey, now who's working outside again?" I'm like, what have I done to you for you to? So what you're saying, like,
let's discuss the bitter auntie. I feel like the bitter auntie effect is
it's trickling all the way down. It's now in the kids, not just in the aunties.
The hating bitter. Okay, let's call it the hating bitter, very bitter, very.
They drink haterade every morning.
Yeah, like to me, it's always like, Charlie, go and heal. Like,
listen,
life is short.
They need to watch this show. That's what they need to do.
And you know, work on yourself. Find something that you love. Walk in your purpose, and we can be friends one day. Why you
exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you this before we go. What are some negotiables?
Yeah.
Some non-negotiables that our viewers out there can learn from
in a relationship or in work?
Let's do it for ourselves. Let's do it for a relationship, and let's do it for work. And another time we can come back and delve into maybe just relationships alone.
I'll narrow it down to one age.
Okay.
Non-negotiables with the relationship I have with myself. I never stop reading and learning. The moment I stop, honestly, my brain will collapse and die the moment I stop asking questions or informing myself or reading books or doing a course. Like, you are never too good, too smart, too accomplished, too rich to educate yourself on something. So that's like what I try. Like, if I haven't read a book in like 3 days, I'm like,
me too. I agree with you. And I always tell people, Leonardo DiCaprio, who's won an Oscar, and Denzel Washington, they've done interviews and they talk about the fact that they're constantly practicing, rehearsing.
You have to be a student.
They even hire acting coaches.
I cannot stand
after having Oscars.
I cannot stand when people who have PhDs put themselves above other people because they feel like they have a certain education. There is no way on earth you know everything. Stop acting like it. We should all humble ourselves. That's one. And two, let's say with other people, friendships should make me feel empowered. If they do not make me feel, I'm not saying like, Yazzi, tell me I'm great every day. No, that's not what I'm saying. But so I'm also looking for constructive feedback, right? But if I leave a friend and I feel drained and I feel insecure and I feel like I've had a bad effing day, then that's not my friend.
You're right.
That's not my friend. So that's friendships. For work, I will learn something and I will give my all, but I need you to respect my time. You see what I mean? So if I work for someone, respect my time. You know, be appreciative of me coming all the way and doing what I do. Respect my energy and time. And for relationships, so if you don't respect my time, that's a non-negotiable. And for relationships, I'm going to say something nasty. This is a...
No, it's fine.
No, this is a... I love it. Thinking of the young girls watching.
Okay.
Okay, so for relationships, non-negotiable is, first of all, never, ever lay your hands on me. That's one. Never, ever. Even if I see you like tempted, even if you hit the wall next to me, I'm wrong. Like that kind of behavior is a no for me. And there's actually one more, which is you will not sit back and watch me work. And I feel like that is like, especially, I'm married now, but when I was still dating, there was, when I was dating, when I was still out and about dating, I was shocked at how little support men were willing to give you because they're so used to seeing their mothers hustle and work every day and raise 3 children alone. And
that's a big problem here in Ghana,
exactly.
in my opinion.
Also in the African American, like I've dated, like I'm honestly the human when it comes to dating. I have no type. I had no type. I'm only one type now.
Okay, yeah, we know that type. The T type.
Yeah. But yeah, I was shocked at like how men would just not support, and also not support. I don't even mean financially, like emotional support. Listen to me. So these are also like my non-negotiables. If I feel like you are emotionally immature and you kind of like all you want to do is watch Netflix and have sex and it's really, I'm running. I can't do that.
I agree with you. I really, really enjoyed our conversation. And there's one thing that you said that stuck out to me. Because what I try to do now is I always make sure that I don't want you to do something to me, I'm also not going to do it to you.
Yeah.
So it goes.
Just communicate.
Yeah. So it goes back and forth. So as you spoke about leaving a friend and maybe feeling insecure and feeling drained, I think sometimes as we're out there, we have to make sure that sometimes we're not putting too much pressure on our friends and our family because people are at different stages.
Yeah.
The stage that I'm at, my older sister maybe is not at that stage.
Absolutely.
Or maybe she's way past that stage.
But you don't have to be patient for everyone. You don't have to give grace to everyone. No, you know what I mean? Reserve that for things that are reciprocal. Do you know what I mean?
You see, even I'm learning. Thumbs up. Oh my God, our time is up. Yeah, you have to come back. I enjoyed this conversation. This is, I'm not asking you. This is the order from the T. From the T at the higher up. It's an order for you to come back. I had a great time. But there is a game that we play. We're gonna do it quickly. I'll cut it short with you.
Let's go.
Fufu and a benkwine. Banku and okra soup, or kinke and fish and pepper, and shito. No, these are your 3 options today. I'm sorry.
Okay. Say it again really fast, sorry.
Banku with pepper and fish, shito and fish. Banku with okra, kinke with shito and fish, and fufu and soup.
Okay, if I would have to choose, I would definitely go. So none of them are my favorite, right?
Okay.
But I'm sticking to your game. So it would definitely be the banku and okra because there's a little bit of greenery and vegetable
I actually,
in the game.
I like that.
A little bit of fiber.
Yes.
And okra is very good for you.
Yes,
Girl,
very, very good.
you
Now the okra water is trending.
Yeah, okay. I was just going to say that it works.
Really?
I'm not going to go into details.
Ooh, then we got to try that.
Yeah, smooth kitty.
Really?
Yeah.
Drop your Instagram handle so that they can come and check it out on your Instagram.
There's a recipe on my page. So not a recipe. It's not really a recipe, right? It's just okra and water. I'm actually talking about the benefits on my page.
Perfect. What's the handle? What's your
at Yakoto Company? YAKOTO Company.
It's been an amazing episode today. I had such a great time. My last words is just watch this again. It's been a very, very intense, beautiful episode.
It was amazing.
I'm Yazzi Sangari. You can find me on all social media, Yazzi Sangari, YazziSangari.com, Yazzi Sangari everywhere. Comment below, subscribe, like, rate. It really, really, really helps me. Any questions you have for y'all, drop them all right below. It's the Better You podcast. Because it starts with a better you. See you on the next episode.